I have a master's degree in organic chemistry, and almost my career I have been working in nucleic acid chemistry.
I've worked exclusively in the testing and analytical development of phosphoramidites and nucleotides. So working with mass spec and impurity identification has been a big part of the work that I've done. The first part of the process of any product that you're manufacturing is really to build the quality into the product. So that starts with solid manufacturing processes, a good quality system and documentation that backs up that, and then the QC at the backside and the analytical testing is really a confirmation of that. So we're using modern techniques of high resolution mass spec, we're using HPLC with UV analysis, we're using NMR with proton and phosphorus. And we have some products that require molecular biology tests. Those may include bioburden, endotoxins, nucleases. All depends on the customer's specifications and requirements. I've been in the business long enough to go back to when 95% purity was sufficient. Now we're producing product at large scale at 99% purity or greater. And along with that is all the impurity specifications that come with it. But our goal is always to minimize those impurities as we can and bring in other aspects of the product quality, such as percent water or the residual solvents. So we have requirements around that, requirements around heavy metals, requirements around non-animal origin material.
We do monitor batch-to-batch variability, like impurity. If the impurity is going up and down, trending is another way we look at it, that any particular impurity is not growing. If it is growing, why it is growing, where it's coming from. So have a control on the batch-to-batch quality of the material. QC looks at the batch-to-batch variation also, and we monitor it very regularly. So it all starts with raw material qualification process. We have very robust raw material qualification process and vendor qualification. Lot of variation comes from raw material. If your raw material quality is under control, we have not seen too much difference in quality from when we are scaling up. Of course, there are some new impurities formed, and when we are scaling up, our process usually control it at the purification or at reaction stage. We pay close attention on the variation in the impurity profile to maintain the batch-to-batch quality.
We have a long history of the products that we've made here on site, and therefore we understand the impurities and their origins, where they come from, whether those are non-critical impurities or critical impurities. We use LCMS to do the analysis of those and quantification of those impurities. We also have built a robust stability program, so we're able to help customers understand the storage conditions needed for the product, as well as an expected shelf life for those products to be used in their labs.
In the last few years, we have presented two posters during the TIDES conference. One was touching base with the impurities of DMT chloride, which is very critical raw material for phosphoramidite. And we identified one critical impurity in the raw material which started coming recently because of the scale-up from the raw material supplier side. We presented that and presented where the origination of that and how to control it. The second paper is the impurity profiling of 1-methyl-pseudo-UTP. We presented the batch-to-batch consistency and where the impurities are coming from, what is the origination, how do we control it, and what are critical and non-critical impurities.
So one of the other publications that we've been involved with is EPOC. It's a consortium that was put together to take a look at the whole oligonucleotide synthesis process. And so we're raw material suppliers of the phosphoramidites in that case. And so we worked along with some of the other pharmaceutical companies to make awareness to some of the critical and non-critical impurities and where their formation occurs in the process, and present that in a collaborative effort in order to educate the community of oligo manufacturers on what to look for in their raw material stuff.